afternoon, Jackets. We have a great girls Jackets basketball game here for you tonight. It's going to be Fairview versus East Hickman. So far, the girls have been having a great time, and let's get on with the crew.
It is January 29th, 2016. For your broadcasting crew tonight, we have Alex Dowdy as director, Bobby Stevens as camera director, Zach Purvis and Layman Harris on camera, and Jack Johnson and Andrew Gunkel on commentary.
Thank you for that, Jack. Well, so far, have you been to any of the other girls' basketball games this year?
I've been to nearly every one this season.
Really? Okay. So you've seen them play a little bit?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Well, all I have to say about this game is that I know that we've played East Hickman a couple times before. I know they've all been close games. I'm pretty sure the last game we played them, we only lost by, I don't know, a couple points or so. So I'm really hoping that the girls can get back in it this time and come back with a win, even the score out.
I think that Fairview's girls basketball team has played fairly average this year.
Yeah.
There have been some wins, there have been some losses, but it looks like it's going to be a good game tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Already only like a couple seconds in, the ball's already been up and down the court a couple times now. We've already had a couple steals. It definitely looks like it's going to be an energetic game. Compared to last year, though, I will say the girls were decent last year. They weren't terrible or anything, but I think they're playing way better this year than they did last year. They're much more aggressive. They're much more enthusiastic. They're just so into it. I think it's going to be a good season for them.
Well, that's great to hear. Fairview's in the lead so far. We're about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And, so far it looks like Fairview is in control of the game.
Yep. Also, the thing about East Hickman, I think that makes it such a challenge for us, is that they definitely have a size advantage on us. If you look on their bleachers and just on the court right now, you can tell that, we have some tall people on our team, but nothing compared to them. They don't really have any short people,
Yeah, that's very noticeable now that you say that.
Yep. Number 2 is kind of small, but not really. Compared to Tahoe, which Tahoe is my favorite player personally.
Oh, really? She's my favorite player, too.
I just think it's awesome how she's a foreign exchange student and came out here, loves to play basketball, and decided to join the team. Everybody loves to watch her play. They all get really excited when she gets the ball. I just love it.
I think she really comes out of her shell
Yep.
when she gets to be playing basketball.
I agree. East Hickman, they're being pretty aggressive, but a couple times coming down the floor, they almost look like they don't know what to do. We're playing really good defense. Better than we have the last game, I know. Last game we let a lot of unnecessary shots happen that didn't really have to happen, This game they seem, and then I say that, and of course they hit a 3, so that's okay. But other than that, I feel like their defense is really tight this game. But it is only the first quarter, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this early in the game, you can't really see exactly what's going to happen. So
yeah, that's my favorite part is when a team's down and it gets all exciting and they're down like 10, 15 points. They end up coming back and winning the game. I know that happened just last time. It seems like every time I come watch a girls game, it's really close. They come out with the win. It's always a great game to watch.
Yeah, last game. The fourth quarter was really when Fairview's team really stepped it up and ended up taking home the win.
Yep, it was definitely exciting. Now, this is one thing, being a basketball player, that really gets under my skin is the amount of fouls and free throw opportunities that girls and boys here at Fairview both give the other teams. I understand that fouls are going to happen, but that's 2 free points right there. I feel like if we could keep our fouling down to 10, maybe 12 fouls a game, it would make a tremendous difference, along with turnovers. So far, I know East Hickman's already had 2 or 3 turnovers. I don't know that Fairview has had any. There's one. I just need to stop saying stuff. But all I know is that Coach Jones and Coach King both, when I was on the team, made a really good point that the less fouls you have, the less turnovers you have, the higher scoring game you're going to have. And it really is true.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
It was a good steal by Audrey there, but then turn it right back around, try to get another steal, and it's gone.
I believe Audrey's our tallest player, right?
I believe so. She's pretty good down low, and she's only a sophomore, so she has a lot of time to grow. By the time she's a senior, she's going to be really, really good. This year, Lady Jackets' offensive plays are a lot different too. Like just then, I noticed that they're trying to get it down low a lot more. Last year, really it was more focused on just like around the perimeter, trying to get an open shot. This year, they're still around the perimeter a lot, but when they get the chance to go inside, they definitely do. So, and Tahoe with those crossovers, breaking ankles all over the place.
Yeah, Cajo definitely is one of the best players on the team.
Yeah, I agree. She's definitely the best ball handler on the team, I think. She's short and really fast, so it's easy for her to control the ball, and she takes that to her advantage.
Definitely.
That looks like Sarah shooting her free throws, made the first one, tied it up 7-7 here with 4 minutes left. And that's going to put us in the lead by 1.
This quarter is going fairly quickly. Usually it takes longer than this, with the amount of penalties and fouls.
Yep. And that's kind of what I was saying before that. So far, we really have not let them have too many open opportunity shots, It's just been going back and forth pretty quick pace, like you said, where everything's keeping clean. It's just one shot after the other.
Yeah, that's always good.
And last game, since you said you were here, I noticed something. The end play, when the clock was running out, the play that Fairview made, just keeping it around the perimeter and like kind of holding it, just kind of wasting time. I think that's really smart, except in this game, I don't think that's going to be able to work because I feel like the game's going to be too close.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like both of these teams are very equally matched. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
It'll probably be more difficult for Fairview to hold the ball as well due to the size of the other team.
Yeah. That was a nice little play by Jesse. I'm not sure who East Hickman's captain is, or star player, if you want to say. I haven't watched enough of their games to know. Just keeping my eye, though. I can tell that number 15 is good. They rely on her a lot. And also number 11 is pretty good down low. I've been seeing her post up with Audrey. She looks pretty decent as well.
So who is Fairview's star player?
Before I think I would have said Jesse, to be honest. But this year I feel like I can't just single one person out. I feel like they're all very, very good with each other. They're very equally matched. They just work really well as a team, They all just kind of are good with each other. Like, they help each other flow all in the process.
I've noticed that the cooperation between players on Fairview's team has been solid throughout the season.
I agree. I really want to see Tahoe cross somebody over again. That's my favorite part of the girls' game. And also, Sarah, I noticed that before, she used to be one of the best shooters on the team. And I don't know if she's just gotten nervous or what's happening, but it seems like she's not shooting a lot anymore when she does have the opportunity.
I haven't really noticed that, but I'll have to keep my eye out.
Well, still, like I was saying before, there's really not many turnovers, not many dead balls yet. The game's been pretty alive the whole time. Well,
so, looks like this is our first. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. I really want to see East Hickman really push down the floor and try to get a quick layup or jump shot down in the paint or something. It seems like the majority of their gameplay has been around the perimeter. Well, it started to drive in there a little bit, but still dish it out to the 3.
It seems like, there hasn't really been a team that's been on the offense or the defense so far. It seems like the ball has had even space on the playing field so far in this first quarter.
Yep, I can see that. What I really think would be good for East Hickman is if number 11 would just post up, because honestly, I think she has a little bit wider of a wingspan than Audrey just by looking at it. I feel like she could post Audrey up and get a good look down low, but they're just staying on the perimeter the whole time. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I'm sure most of the players on Hickman's side have a larger wingspan than those on Fairview's side.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, really when you're talking about wingspan, that only really matters and helps if you're the post player, because other than that, you're not really trying to box out or steal the ball or block anybody, you know. But, I mean, I guess it still does make a difference.
I must say, less than 30 seconds left in the first quarter, and this has been probably the most smooth quarter I've ever seen.
You know, I could probably agree with that too. There's only 2 fouls from East Hickman and 1 foul from Fairview, so that's pretty incredible coming from Fairview.
And there hasn't been a single penalty in the game yet.
Yep. And looky there, they did what I said, and they
Well, that's
scored
the
a
end of the
point.
first quarter. We'll see you in just a moment when we return for the second.
So at the end of that quarter, I would say that Tahoe had the ball a lot. They got it to Audrey a lot down low. Jesse took a few shots here and there. Sarah took a couple shots. Pretty much not just one person has been dominating the floor. They've been working really well as a team. I don't really know what I would say to them if I was Coach Jones. Or not Coach Jones, my bad. I don't know. Like, I would probably just tell them to keep doing what they're doing at this point. You know, they haven't really made any major mistakes. They fouled a couple of times here and there. They let that one easy basket go under the goal. Other than that, I mean, nothing really big. Nothing big at all. Maybe just try to keep their passes a little more crisp. There's been like 2 turnovers, I think, maybe 3. But they're playing pretty solid so far. And I could say the same for East Hickman, too. You know, they're playing really good. Like you said, everything's really tight and crisp so far. Everything's running smooth. I think this is going to be a good game to watch and enjoyable for the whole crowd here.
Well, as the second quarter starts, you know, I'm noticing that the points are just about even. There's only a 3-point difference here, so still too early to really tell what direction the game is heading.
Yep, because anything can happen. I mean, who knows? Tahoe with the steal there, like I said, so quick and agile, easy to weave in and out in between everybody.
I'm sure that's one advantage to being small as well.
Yep. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but our players are wearing their teal socks because this is, in fact, the teal out game.
Yeah, I was noticing that. When the players were practicing before the game started, they were wearing Miss Wilmore's shirts as well.
Yes, they were. I think that's a great thing that they're doing.
I agree.
You know, I feel like Audrey has so much potential to work down low. If only she would, like, I don't know. I don't want to say be more confident because I feel like she is confident in herself. I just think she needs a little more experience under her belt, you know?
And she's a sophomore.
Yeah,
so.
she definitely has a lot of skill and a lot of talent down there in the paint.
And being one of the tallest players, you know, or actually the tallest player, I believe, that really gives her, you know, a larger boost of potential as well.
Yeah, it definitely gets the advantage. Kind of the opposite for everybody else, you know. It's hard. It's really easy, actually, I should say. Well, I guess I shouldn't say easy, but it's easier to be the tall player on the team, having to work your way down low. It's pretty much like a one-on-one battle with you and the other post player. I mean, you still obviously have to know the drill you're running. You have to know the plays you're doing, how to play on defense and everything. But when it comes to strictly the one-on-one action, it's definitely more of a muscles game. Number 4 there on East Hickman, 34. I was watching her warm up, and she definitely has a good shot. So Fairview definitely needs to watch out and be careful with her on the 3 line.
So all in all, what do you think of East Hickman's team?
All in all, I
just
think
in
they're pretty
general.
good. Like I've been saying, I think they're pretty well matched with Fairview. They have a lot in common, I feel like. Skill-wise, anyway, that is.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely are smart players. You know, you don't see them, like, making sloppy mistakes or anything like some teams do. I don't know. I think they're a pretty well-rounded team altogether. I'm pretty impressed with them. Playing them in the past, they've always been that way. You know, they've definitely improved, I feel like, over the years because they're keeping up with us pretty good this year, but Yeah, they're overall a pretty good team.
Well, having not seen them before, this is my first time seeing East Hickman's team in action. I have to say, first impressions that they seem, like you said, a very well-rounded team. We're starting to see some difference in the score as well. It's now Fairview in the lead with a 5-point difference.
Yeah, Fairview's definitely picking it up some. Tahoe got that really good drive in with a dish down to the outside corner when nobody was there watching. Getting some good layups in here. They're playing really smart overall. They're playing really good basketball. They're being athletic, staying in shape, They're running up and down the floor. They're not being lazy. They're always keeping their eye on the ball, getting their hands in the open passes when they can. They're not taking any shots that aren't good shots. They're playing really good tonight.
I don't think we've had any players leave the field yet.
Yeah. It is only the second quarter, though. Most of them probably aren't that tired yet.
Yeah.
Plus, they're playing really well, so Coach probably doesn't want to take anybody out. They got a lot of good chemistry going right now, so. Yep, I doubt, as long as it goes as well it's going right now, that Coach is going to take anybody out for a while. So you can tell that some of the crowd didn't like that little call right there by the refs, or not call, I guess.
It's always good when you have an active crowd.
Audrey looks straight up and down to me, though. The other thing, though, about Fairview tonight is that their defense is better than I've seen it in a long time.
Really?
They're definitely on top of things on their on their man-to-man defense. They're staying really tight, but not too tight to get beat.
Now that you say that, I haven't really noticed many interceptions at all.
Yeah.
Through this game.
And almost made that three. I feel like, honestly, that if East Hickman could just get one good three, and then it would kind of build up their momentum and get them going, because they're playing really well too. They just haven't got any shots to fall yet. Maybe by the time the third or second quarter is over and they get into halftime, their shots will start hitting, and they'll get in the mood for a winning game here.
Yeah, there's a larger and larger point difference accumulating towards Fairview's side throughout this game.
Yeah, I believe it was 9-9 or 9-11 at one point, maybe 9-12, and it's currently 9-16. So we're definitely working our way up there.
Who do you think is the stronger team or the better team tonight?
I mean, based on the score, I'm going to have to say Fairview, honestly, just because of how well they're playing. But I'm also very biased towards Fairview because I love this team and I love this game. So,
well, that makes sense.
I mean, overall, I'm going to say it a million times. I think they're both pretty evenly matched. I think East Hickman's just having kind of a dud on their shots right now. They're both being just as athletic, hustling just the same, Fairview's just had a couple good plays, and their shots have been falling a little more. Just like that, Olivia Martin, number 15, just went up for the free throw and missed her first one. That's an easy shot to make. I feel like their game's just not quite on yet. Get a little careless with the basketball now. See, these are the kind of plays that I usually see by Fairview. Ball just flying everywhere, scrambling, running around for it, but maybe that little pause will get them to stop doing that and start playing tight again, and being a little more crisp with everything.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first interceptions I've noticed. I mean, I'm sure there have been others, but that one was one of the first that I've noticed throughout this game.
Yep. Another good thing that I've been seeing Fairview doing that I can say East Hickman is slacking on a little bit is their ball movement. East Hickman really is getting it in and taking a lot more dribbles down low and everything. And Fairview seems to be passing the ball a lot more, making the defense move a lot more, getting them tired and giving themselves a lot of good chances for open shots. So we'll see if they can keep that up. We'll see if they can keep up the momentum here. They're starting to come back. East Hickman 13, Fairview 16 now.
Yeah, it's starting to even out again.
I'm telling you, I think this game's going to be just back and forth the whole time.
It's going to be close, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a close game, I feel like. Just now watching them, it looks like East Hickman's starting to tighten up their defense a little bit. They're playing man. No, they're playing zone. They're definitely more all over the Fairview team right now. Fairview almost looks lost. Like, oh, just kidding. Fairview doesn't really look lost anymore, but you know, once they start putting pressure on them, Fairview kind of looks like they don't know what to do, you know. And those are the kind of situations where you can see if a team is really a good team or if they got good shooters, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If they can handle it under the pressure of a good defense, then you know that that's a good basketball team. To still be able to execute and run their plays and make the shots all at the same time while there's a good defending team defending their players.
I think both teams are doing outstanding.
I agree. Like I said, though, East Hickman has taken a lot of shots, and a lot of them haven't went in yet. I feel like if they just have a little more shots dropped, then their momentum would build up, you know.
Yeah.
Fairview shots have been pretty on this game so far.
It's nearing the end of the second quarter and still not a single penalty yet in the game. This is very surprising.
Yeah, there's only a minute and 25 seconds left. It definitely has been the fastest 2 quarters of a game that I have witnessed in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. This has been very quick, very smooth.
East Hickman only has 3 fouls right now. And if you didn't notice, like you were saying before, how they hadn't subbed anybody out yet, they finally did. Looks like Ashley Jordan went in.
They did sub out Audrey Cox.
Yes, also Carly Arney's in now. Good out-of-bounds play. Almost looks just like our out-of-bounds play. It's one of the hardest I've seen to stop because you really can't do anything when the ball is right over your head and they shoot it as soon as they get it. There's really just nothing you can do about it. So
yeah.
Come on, Tahoe. Break some ankles. I know she can do it. I'm telling you what, when I watch the girls' game, it's so much more interesting to me when it's close like this. I mean, I guess that goes along with any game. It's just, I don't know. It's so much more enjoyable when there's a good, even match and good plays happening throughout the match.
Having been watching Fairview's team for a while now, who do you think is the best shot?
The best shooter?
Yes.
My personal opinion is Jessie Mangrum, just because she's, I don't know, she's been shooting for a long time. She's always had a really good shot. So that's my opinion, Jessie.
This is the end of the first half, and we will be back at the beginning of the third quarter.
Thank you for joining us here. We hope you enjoyed the first half of the game, and we'll be back with you. And welcome back, Fairview, here in the second half. That was a great first half for Fairview. Let's keep the momentum rolling and have another good half this time.
Wait.
What do you think about what's going to happen in the second half, Jack?
You know, Fairview's in the lead. You know, it's been mostly even the first two quarters, the first half. You know, Fairview is gaining, and has been gaining on East Hickman for the majority of the game so far. So it looks like the game is in Fairview's favor, but you know, it's still, I would say, too early to tell. You know, who the win's going to go to. Yep,
I would agree. The first half was definitely pretty close, back and forth. Fairview came along, pulled away there at the end a little bit, but East Hickman still definitely has a chance to come back in this. We can't get too confident. We still have to play good D, play good offense. Depending on how went the locker room for East Hickman, they might come out during the second half stronger than last time. Start to pull ahead on us. We just never know. We'll have to wait and find out.
You know, sometimes it does tend to happen. You know, during halftime, The players talk with the coaches. You know, they're used to how the other team operates. So, you know, sometimes, the second half is when things pick up for the losing team.
Yep, and also sometimes, all it takes is your coach yelling at you about everything you did wrong in the first half to make you do better the second half. So, I mean,
yeah, that's right.
I guess we'll have to find out what kind of talk went down in the locker room for them. Like I said earlier, I'm probably just going to keep saying this all night. So you guys are going to know by the time this game's over that I really enjoy watching two teams that are this evenly matched with each other play. It just really makes it so much more exciting. So much more exciting. Wow.
I agree.
Than to just have like one team blow them off, It's not really, nothing happens if you're just watching the same thing happen over and over again, One team dominates and then that's all it is to it,
And it's never nearly as entertaining, when you have one team that is just dominating the other the entire time. It's good to see conflict, and it's good to see struggle between both teams.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely see Tahoe getting some reactions out of the crowds here because of her good handling skills.
I think the crowd has become more active as this game has gone on. We're starting to see more activity,
Yeah, I feel like especially this game, I mean, I know that it's coming home, so that makes a difference, but the crowd looks a lot more into it this game. I don't know if it's because it's a close game or what, but they look more excited. Most of the crowd looks like they're paying attention, happy to be here.
Yeah, I agree. I think the crowd is more active than usual.
I really hope that Fairview can keep their momentum up. I really want to win for Fairview here on coming home night.
Well, it looks like that might be what happens. Fairview is gaining by almost 10 points exactly.
Yeah, they're definitely playing good. They're definitely having a really good game tonight. We just can't get too overconfident. We got to keep playing good.
Yeah, sometimes if you get cocky, while playing and overconfident, that can lead to a loss.
Yep, absolutely, that can happen. And also, coming here into the second half, it's still been pretty fast-paced, I guess, but there's definitely been more contact, more interaction. We've had a couple more stops, a couple more dead balls. I feel like both teams are going to try to take it a little slower, make things happen, make plays work, try to get good shots in instead of just rushing back and forth like they did in the last half.
Yeah, definitely.
You can definitely see, though, Fairview doesn't look scared. They look very confident.
Yeah, and that's always good.
Yeah, I see some games, they look kind of lost, like they don't really know what's happening, but they seem really confident in what they're doing today, like in their plays, just in everything that's going on. Their defense looks good. Their offense looks good. Altogether, they just look like they're playing really good today.
And I think part of it is, going back to what you said earlier, both teams seem, fairly well matched for each other this game. And so because of that, it might be easy, for each team to read the other team, kind of, figure out, what they might be going for.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. There was Audrey, though, with that out-of-bounds throw-in play. Like I said before, it's just the same as East Hickman's out-of-bounds play, and it worked just like East Hickman did. It's definitely a good play. It's a good one to have on our arsenal. East Hickman's doing good, though. Like I said, their shots are starting to fall now. It's 20-26. Fairview's leading.
Towards the beginning, I thought that East Hickman's team would have had an advantage due to the size of their players. But shorter players like Cajo, for example, I guess it's easier for them, to weave in and out of players, and I kind of caught me by surprise a little bit.
Yeah, it can definitely be misleading sometimes. Teams that are tall that you see that you think, oh, they're gonna win definitely, and the other team just comes and blows you away. But just like anything else, you can't judge a team by the way that they look. I mean, everybody has different potential.
Exactly.
Fairview's definitely got a mixture of different skill sets in their team. Some people are good shooters, some are good ball handlers. They definitely are a very diverse team, and I think that helps them a lot. KB making some clutch moves here. You know, she's one of the seniors, and she's actually very, very good at basketball. I just feel like she's almost kind of like I said about Audrey, that she needs to just like be more comfortable with herself.
Things are starting to even out a little bit.
Yeah, Fairview's playing really good, but East Hickman's still staying right there with them. Every time Fairview gets a shot, East Hickman comes back with another one. It's 28-23. They've lost their lead now a little bit. Now they're only leading by 5 points. It's still a lead, but it's only 2 threes or 3 twos. I mean, that's easy. That can happen at any point in any game. East Hickman looks, honestly, to me like they're being a little more spacious with their defense. They're not playing so tight, chasing around. They're being a little more spaced out, letting the pass be made, and then kind of like reacting to that instead of trying to prevent the pass, you know?
Yeah, but I still think all in all, you know, these plays have been rather tight throughout the game.
Yeah. I also noticed, though, that East Hickman, when they play, they're very, like, I don't know the word to use, cautious, I guess. Like, you don't really see them going for steals that much unless they know that the steal is going to be there. And in their shots and their defense and their offense and everything, they're very aware of everything that's going on. That's going to be a call. So now both teams have 1 foul each here in the third quarter. They're in bonus right now with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. This quarter has flown by also.
You know, it really says a lot for both teams that, you know, not a single penalty has been called for either team yet, and it's near the end of the third quarter. Very surprising to see.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Number 15, Olivia Martin, she's very good at dribbling inside, getting in the paint, and making a move in the paint. You know, she's really an aggressive player. She's doing a very good job. She's just having a hard time to get her shots to fall. If she would have made probably half the shots that she's put up, this game would be tied, or we might even be down right now. But like I've said before, East Hickman's shots just aren't falling tonight.
I agree. I think Fairview's team has been more consistent throughout the night as well, in terms of their playing style, and
that definitely can be part of it. East Hickman's a very unique team, I think, like watching them play compared to all the other teams. All the other teams, they're like, you know, you always know what they're going to do. You know, everything has a set, everything has a routine. I mean, of course, every team has like plays and rules that you follow, but they've been changing up their offense and defense a lot. And I think that's good to keep Fairview on their toes, so that they don't know what they're going to expect, you know?
Yeah.
That's 2 turnovers now for Fairview already, back-to-back almost. These are the things I was talking about earlier on, fouls and turnovers. You can't have a lot of turnovers, or that just gives them more opportunity to score when you're giving yours up.
Yeah, less than 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
This quarter is just...
And Fairview's team has been in the lead since the first quarter, right?
I believe so. I do believe so. That's going to be another foul for Fairview.
Yeah, I think Fairview's had more fouls tonight, a lot more fouls tonight than East Hickman has.
Yeah. But Fairview is known to be a little bit more aggressive of a team. I mean, that's okay. It's okay to get fouls, just it's bad when they're unnecessary fouls. If it's a foul to stop a shot, then that's a good foul. But if there's no reason to and you're just giving them 3 free shots to make, then it's really pointless.
Yeah.
Good execution by East Hickman, but still just couldn't get that shot to fall. Only 7 seconds here in this quarter. Getting another foul by Fairview.
Man.
That's 3 fouls in the last, 2 minutes, I believe. They're already going to start shooting free throws and getting those free shots that I was talking about. And looks like they're going to get another point here. It's getting close. We're only up by 4 points now. That's only 2 shots.
Yeah, and free throws are a great chance for a team to really regain some points and gain some leverage on the other team.
Yeah, that's why you have to be so careful about how you use your fouls,
Yeah.
Overall, this is a pretty decent quarter, especially for East Hickman. They definitely came back some. Went from like a 12-point deficit to only being down by 4 points. They definitely got more aggressive and came back. Fairview didn't play bad, though. They just, I don't know. I don't think they took as many shots as they did last time. They had more turnovers this time, had a couple more fouls. So I think as long as they can just control the ball a little more, take some better shots, watch their passes, make sure they don't get turned over as much, I think it's going to be a pretty steady game here for Fairview.
So going into the fourth quarter, the final quarter, obviously the players are talking with the coaches and, deciding, what the next move is going to be. Do you think Fairview will attempt something similar to last game, where they're going to try and hold the ball and just get, and try and stay in the lead while holding the ball?
I mean, it's hard to tell. They could definitely do that here in the fourth quarter, just to try intimidate the other team or keep this lead as long as they can. But at the same time, I don't know how smart that would be, and I feel like Coach Wayne would much rather them be more aggressive here at the beginning of the fourth, since they have 8 whole minutes, to get a bigger lead on them, and then maybe if they get a bigger lead, try to hold it and keep that lead.
Well, we've seen Fairview do it before, and we know that they can. It's just a matter of keeping that cooperation between players to allow that to happen. Because like we've said before, East Hickman, they're pretty close to Fairview's level.
Yep.
If not just about even.
And that's gonna bring East Hickman down just by 1 point right there. Fairview really needs to start picking up their defense. East Hickman, I said before that they weren't doing very good with their ball movement, but just then their ball movement was just near perfect. I mean, they moved the ball around, passed it around enough, just enough to get a good open pass, and once they did, they shot and they executed. They made the shot, they made the three, and that brought them up to just being down by 1 point, and that's really what they need here. But at the same time, I feel like that's all Fairview needs too. They need to start moving the ball around more, make better passes, crisp passes, run their plays the way they need to, and just take the shot that's open, and I think they'll make it, and we can still come back and win this.
East Hickman, having gained some points on Fairview, only 1 point away for being tied. This is the perfect chance for East Hickman to really step up their game and, just take the win home.
And especially since they've been down, if they can come back and get a lead on Fairview, it'll definitely bring some intimidation. I think that's what Coach Wayne's probably most scared about right now, is having Fairview start falling behind some, since they've been ahead the whole time. You can tell already that they're starting to play a little sloppier because they're getting nervous. I mean, the game's closer now. They're only up 1 point, so if Fairview's not careful, I mean, anything can happen. They can blow them away by 20 points if that happens. Fairview just has to keep their head in it, not let it get to them that it's only 1 point, and, just keep playing basketball, keep playing it like they have been the first 2 quarters.
Well, if Fairview keeps playing like they've been playing for the whole game, I don't see any problem with Fairview taking home the win. But, the same could be said about East Hickman.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, Fairview's hasn't really played any worse necessarily. They're just being a little sloppier. And the big thing is that East Hickman's definitely playing a lot better this quarter. Last quarter, they started picking up a little bit. Only got down by like 5 points opposed to 12. And now they're only down by 3 points. Definitely moving up. They're getting some confidence back. So, if that keeps happening, Fairview's going to have to either change some offense or defense to stop East. Because at this point, it feels like they're really on a roll, that they're really just going to keep playing.
If we go through this whole game without a single penalty being called, that'll be something else, I honestly think.
Yeah, I agree. The biggest thing is that Fairview just can't let East Hickman get the momentum to where they come and gain a lead on them. So much to where Fairview, feels like there's nothing they can do. Because once around 2 minutes, if you have a if you're down by 12 points, you know, you almost feel like there's nothing you can do. I mean, that's not true, obviously, but that's just the mindset that the team goes through.
You know, I think there are players who at that point, you know, will kind of, you know, give up, and there are players who will think, you know what, I'm going to give up my all. And it's those players who end up, you know, taking the win home in some cases.
Yep, I agree. But Fairview here, taking these shots that just really don't need to be taken. I mean, they're only up by 3 points. I don't think that shooting a three was really a good choice there when there's only 4.5 minutes left and they're only up by 3 points. They really need to start swinging the ball around, try to find the open person, and make the shot go in. Just like East Hickman's doing right now. They're passing the ball a lot. Just like that play, Olivia Martin, she's definitely been on top of it this game. Swinging the ball, finding the open person, and making the shot. It's just that simple. I mean, Fairview just shouldn't have to force the shot if it's not there. It's just going to make the ball, it's just going to make it a harder ball game.
Yeah, the crowd is getting pretty wild, I must say. You know, very active. You know, especially East Hickman's side. You know, and I'm sure it's because they're so close to getting where Fairview is.
Yep, I agree. It's definitely like a hustle between the two. You know, which one can be more aggressive than the other one. Already have another turnover, and you can see on the scoreboard. We can say it right here, just like Coach Jones, Coach King always said. Like I said earlier, you can see how the amount of fouls really affects the game. Fairview has 5 fouls, opposed to having 1 foul in the beginning. We really lost the lead there. Now we're down. We're actually down by 1 point. East Hickman only has 2 fouls, and Fairview has 5 fouls right now. So it definitely makes a difference.
You know, it's really unclear who's going to take the win home with these last 3 minutes of the game. East Hickman's in the lead now. You know, with Fairview having been in the lead for what, 3 quarters almost.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about a basketball game like this. Like, when a team is up the entire game and then comes back here at the end and starts coming down, it's really hard on Fairview. Yeah, because they have that mindset of like we're ahead, we're here, and then to have the other team come all the way back and gain the lead. I don't know. It's interesting to see how they're going to handle it with only 3 minutes left.
You know what Fairview might try to do is you know, gain a couple points on East Hickman. You know, if they make this shot, they will be gaining on East Hickman once again, and then try and hold the ball like they did last time. I mean, and I could be wrong.
Yeah, and Fairview is definitely, I don't know if they're just rushing it right now or what's going on, but they're just not. They're not as accurate as they have been. They're not as crisp and as clean as they were in the first 2 quarters, you know. The first 2 quarters were great. Probably some of the best basketball I've ever seen the Fairview girls play. Everything was just very, very smooth and consistent, you know. Everything just happened like it was supposed to and fell into place. And now it's just kind of like frantic, don't know what to do, trying to throw a shot up just because you can to win, and they just can't play like that. It's too close of a game. They still have to be smart. They still have to run the plays like they need to and try to gain a lead back. Otherwise, East Hickman's going to keep doing what they've been doing with their momentum since they have it built up now, and they're going to come back and win this. So Coach Wade needs to let them know that they really need to pick up the hustle, pick up their defense, can't leave wide open shots like they have been, and definitely need to start calming down, moving the ball more, just looking for that open shot. That's what I would say anyway.
So am I correct in saying is this the first penalty that's happened in the game so far?
I'm not sure. Maybe. I know that when the game is this close, and when Coach Wayne is feeling this way, that he's going to do something to change it up. He's probably not going to tell them, you know, keep doing what you're doing, because obviously at this point in their hearts they're just not feeling it. They've went from like a 12-point lead to having the game tied in the 4th quarter with 2.5 minutes left. So I don't know. They're definitely going to have to do something different.
Well, East Hickman, that was rather, two sloppy shots right there. They missed both of them.
But that's the thing, is that Fairview got the foul, so now they have 2 free shots, and that's just the stuff that you cannot do, especially when it's this close. I mean, Fairview has 7 fouls this quarter. East Hickman only has 3, so you can definitely see the difference.
Do you think it's possible that we might go into overtime?
I mean, it's definitely possible, we were definitely right by saying that this is going to be a close game. These teams are very evenly matched, like I've said so many times, and it really shows here. If they keep playing the way they are, I can definitely see them going into overtime. Every basket counts now. You can see the crowd getting so excited when they make 1 point, obviously. This low into the game. 2 minutes left. Any lead is better than none. They just want to try to pull ahead and gain that momentum, waste some time, play good defense, not let them score so that they can keep the lead for as long as possible,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Were you saying something?
Well, I was just going to say that, Fairview's in the lead once again, and it still is anybody's game. Wow.
Yep.
It's tied. Like, as soon as I say that, we're tied again.
Yeah. It's definitely very, I want to say intimidating when these teams go back and forth this much and it's this close. Each team is playing so good. I mean, you almost don't know what to do. Like just then, they took that shot just to take it, because they had to. There's only a minute and 20 seconds left, so you just have to do whatever you can to try and get that lead here at the end.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can make something happen out of this out-of-bounds play. And that's another turnover for Fairview. This is not looking good for Fairview. With the motivation that East Hickman has built up right now, I can definitely see them coming back. There's only a minute and 10 seconds left. I mean, Fairview really has to start playing good defense. Can't let them get those inside shots. Just have to be strong with the ball when they have it and not let East Hickman score when they have it. I cannot believe how close this game has been the entire time.
Yeah, I agree. We may go into overtime. You just never know. I mean, it's as possible for one of these teams to get the lead in the last minute, just as possible it is for us to go into overtime.
Yep, and they definitely have to be able to judge the other team more so now than they did at the beginning, because every single thing that they do now matters, especially running down the clock. 40 seconds left, and this game is over, That was very smart for Coach Wayne to call a timeout right there. They can't just run silly-dilly now. You have to know what you're doing. You have to run a play. I'm going to go ahead and guess that they're probably going to try and wait to get the last shot. They're probably going to wait the clock out like you were saying before. Do that little spread thing and just kind of hold it, not let them have it until they have to make a basket. The score's 33-33. 38 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Fairview has had the lead all the way up until about 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. It has been a crazy game.
Yeah, this is one of the most exciting games of the season, in my opinion.
I agree, especially for the girls' games. All the girls' games are pretty close, but this one has just been so back and forth, and to have East Hickman come back like this here at the very end, I don't know, it's just very intimidating. It's very agonizing.
It looks like they are, in fact, holding the ball.
Yep. Which is a good strategy. And that's going to be a jump ball. Looks like Fairview thought it should have been a foul. Going to be a jump ball, though. Good thing it's on Fairview's ball still. Otherwise, I'm sure Coach Wayne would have been out there on the floor. They definitely have to make something happen. They can't hold it. So there's 10 seconds left. I mean, they might be able to hold it going to overtime.
It's looking like we may go into overtime.
Yep, it seems like it, unless Fairview can pull something off right now.
And it is possible. It is possible.
Definitely is possible. It's more than possible. And it looks like Fairview stepped on the line, and they're going to be going out of bounds. That means East Hickman has 5 seconds to run and make a play happen.
And this is completely possible. This may, in fact, happen.
Yeah, anything can definitely happen now. Either Fairview really tightens down and plays really good defense, it stops in, goes into overtime, or this game's probably going to be over. And once we go into any time, it's like it's a whole new ball game, because that's a whole nother quarter that you have to gain leads and run new plays, you know, take advantage of the other team.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is for sure.
But overall, this has been a really good game. It's probably been one of the quickest games that I've been to in a long time. Everything's been going really well. Both teams are playing really aggressive, but not so much so that there's fouls involved. There's 2 seconds left, and
oh, here we go.
East Hickman missed it.
This is the end of the fourth quarter. It looks like we are going into overtime at this point. So whoever makes the next shot is going to win this game.
Well, actually, they have a whole quarter. Overtime goes into a whole other quarter, so they're going to play a whole.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to have a whole nother quarter's worth of time to take the lead, to lose the lead. I mean, whatever happens. I'm really interested to see what Coach Wayne makes them do. I don't know if they're going to have them play zone or play man-to-man. I don't know. I feel like their defense is one of the main parts right now, because they can eventually get a shot off sometime, but if they don't play good defense, then East Hickman's going to just keep playing like they've been playing, getting the open shots and scoring on us. East Hickman's definitely playing better defense now than they were in the first half. So I think that's our biggest point right now, is for Fairview to go out there and play really good defense, really buckle down on them, and not let them have those wide open shots.
That last minute or so, the fourth quarter, was a perfect chance for either team to take home the win. And, you know, it just didn't happen. So, you know, having said that, or having done that, it'll be interesting to see, with basically a fifth quarter, who's going to take home the win.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see, like, the differences between how the two teams play. Like, because you don't really know if one team's going to come out stronger than the other, since it's the middle of overtime. So far, just now starting off, I can already tell that this is going to be an interesting overtime. Already a steal. I think they altogether in this game, there's been like 4 steals total, and one of those was just now in overtime. So they're definitely going to be more aggressive. Almost another steal. They're definitely, you can definitely see a difference in the way that both teams are playing. They're being very more cautious, more aggressive, really going after it on defense.
You know, and I'm sure both teams are feeling a good bit of anxiousness as well. You know, at this point.
It's definitely scary. It's definitely very nerve-wracking. Like I said, though, another turnover, that will kill a game right there, because Fairview just had the wide-open opportunity to take the lead, made a really good rebound, took possession of the ball, but then turned it over right away, giving East Hickman another chance again to take the lead when Fairview just threw it away. It's interesting to see what East Hickman's going to do to try to get past Fairview's defense and to score a basket. They're going to call a blocking foul on Tahoe, though. That's going to be 2 free throws, more free points. I'll say it a million times if I haven't said it before, because I know I have.
This may be East Hickman taking home the win right here with these free throws.
Yep. I mean, every point makes a difference at this point.
Exactly.
That's a 1-point lead, and so far in overtime, Fairview hasn't made a basket. So who knows? 1 point could change the whole game. They definitely have to be on top of it. They have to be cautious. They need to just play like they were playing in the first half, because they're playing really well together as a team. You know, I understand that you're going to be a little more nervous now. You're going to be more cautious. You're going to be scared about things.
Oh, another. Now Fairview's in the lead by 1 point.
Yeah, it was a good play by Tahoe. And that's what I'm talking about. That's how she was playing in the first half, too, just doing what she does best, got past her defender, and made the easy layup instead of trying to just throw the ball around and take an unnecessary shot just because they feel like they have to.
This is the perfect opportunity for Fairview, to do what we talked about earlier and try and hold the ball. But it looks like, East Hickman's in the lead once again, just back and forth between these two teams.
Absolutely. It's definitely such a close game. It's so nerve-wracking. Fairview just got a good drive layup to get 2 points, and then East Hickman came back and returned the favor. Again, with just taking unnecessary shots. There was no need to shoot a three-pointer there. Although Fairview is playing good defense for what they can, I mean, still, they could be in the lead right now if they wouldn't just take shots that they don't have to take.
Now, I'm sure both coaches at this point are really trying to drill into their players, how to win this game, what they need to do to take home the victory tonight.
Yeah, and in that position, as a coach, I don't know, really what else to tell the team except for, just do everything, I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but just do everything that you should be doing. And I think that's really how they were playing in the first half. They're just playing good basketball. They were making the passes like they were supposed to. They didn't turn the ball over. Other plays they ran very smoothly. Now everything's sloppy, lots of turnovers, lots of fouls. They just need to play basketball like they know how to play it, and this game can just go how we expected it to in the beginning.
Yeah.
But also, I could say the same for East Hickman, too, because East Hickman really, at the beginning, I felt like their shots weren't on very much. Their defense wasn't as tight as Fairview's was, but now, ever since, the third quarter, they've definitely picked it up. Their offense, their shots are landing a lot more. They're very tight on defense, not hardly giving Fairview any room at all. It's definitely causing a challenge for Fairview, and that's what you want to do, being East Hickman.
I don't think we're going to see any more overtime. I think that
good rebound by Audrey. That's going to be a turnover.
I think someone's going to take home the win, in the next minute and a half. I don't think we're going to see any more overtime. I really think it's either Fairview or it's East Hickman at this point. We'll have to just see.
Yep. And I mean, it's so hard to tell. There's a minute and 10 seconds left. I mean, anything can happen. Neither one of these teams, without a doubt, can come out and win this game. It just depends on who plays smarter, really. It's not really even at this point about being aggressive. You have to play smart. You just have to play good basketball, make good passes, can't be sloppy, run your plays like you need to run them. Great play by Tahoe. Everybody was probably expecting that foul, but there was no foul. She got the play done. She scored the basket, and then East Hickman comes over with the turnover. The crowd is going crazy now. Everyone's so excited. Fairview's up by 1 point, 46 seconds, and it's Fairview's ball. I think East Hickman called timeout. Anything can happen here. Anything. Either Fairview's going to really pull forward and take this lead. It might go back and forth. Who knows? East Hickman might come back frustrated after that and win this game right here. I mean, it's just nobody knows now. We're just going to have to let the game play out and see what happens.
Since it's Fairview's ball, this is the perfect opportunity for Fairview to hold the ball and take home the win.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like now that strategy is definitely one that they could take. Dribble the ball, pass it around whenever they're being guarded. Eventually, Fairview's going to have to foul. I mean, East Hickman's going to have to foul. The crowd wasn't too happy that she didn't take the shot, but I think she did on purpose because they're trying to waste time. End result of that, Tahoe got fouled. She's going to be shooting 1 for 1. If she makes the first one, she shoots again. If she misses, then it's done and over with.
Neither team can afford to be sloppy at this point. And once again, this is the perfect opportunity now that Fairview is able to do free throws.
And Tahoe makes the basket. Huge relief for Fairview. Puts them up by 2 points. If she makes this, East Hickman's going to have to come back with a 3 to even tie it.
I think if she makes this, I was going to say if she made that, I feel like Fairview really just would have had the win.
Yep. And, 25 seconds left.
There's still time.
Fairview's up by 2. The crowd's on their feet. The student section's finally up. This is a great game,
There's
guys.
still time for East Hickman to tie with Fairview.
Let's see what happens. Oh, man.
Oh,
East Hickman
my
gets the
gosh.
and one. They hit the shot with the foul, so the points count. And on top of that, they're shooting their free throws. This game is just too much for me to handle right now. This is so close. It's tied up game. East Hickman shooting their free throws. And they missed their free throws. Fairview with the rebound. 10 seconds left. Tahoe with the ball. They have to score. Otherwise, we're going into double overtime.
Come on, win this. Well.
And it looks like we are going into double overtime.
Oh, wow.
What a game.
I really would have thought that
game there.
I really would have thought that we would not be going into more overtime, but I could not be more wrong tonight.
Yeah, this is such a crazy game.
This is by far the most exciting game of the season. By far.
Yeah, this is definitely the most exciting game that the girls have had all season. Back and forth the whole time. Some crazy plays. They got an and one. East Hickman did and missed their free throw, giving Fairview the chance. Fairview got possession, took the ball up the floor, shot a 3 and just couldn't get it to land. That could have been game right there, but didn't happen. So we're going into double overtime. What are your thoughts on the past quarter?
Like I said before, I really thought that, one team or the other was going to take home the win in that overtime, but I could not have been more wrong. I was not expecting East Hickman to pick up the pace in the last 20 or 30 seconds or so of overtime, but they did, and now we're tied, and now it's anybody's game. Like we've been saying the whole game, it really is anybody's game.
Yes, it is. It is such a good game. Definitely good for the coming home game. Now we just need Fairview just needs to win this, and this would be the game of a lifetime. Coming home, double overtime, pretty much tied the whole time. Going to be jump ball again. Fairview really could benefit from winning this jump ball. Audrey really needs a stretch here. And they do. Fairview gains possession on jump ball. I feel like they're going to play slower this time. Limit their shots. I'm sorry, what?
I think at this point, neither team can afford to be sloppy.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're into double overtime.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely feel like they need to slow down their pace and just let things play out. I mean, they have a whole nother 4 minutes now, so that's plenty of time to do whatever they can. We've already seen now like 2 very close interceptions because Fairview's passing has been kind of poor. They just need to pass when they can, make sure their pass is open. Don't chance it. Don't make long passes. Don't risk them getting the turnover, because that's all they need is one good turnover and the motivation to win. That was a good shot. Jesse can definitely make that shot all day long. Just didn't happen to go in. East Hickman has possession, so we're going to see if they can come out and do something spectacular, and maybe they can get the win. Fairview's starting to look kind of tired here. I really hope that they can let it play out. Luckily, they didn't hit that layup. Fairview didn't do anything to stop the ball there. She just drove all the way into the paint and shot the layup.
Yeah, the crowd is so loud at the moment. The gym where this game is being held is so loud, I can barely hear myself talk.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how excited the fans are. And Jesse hits the 3-point lead. Such a good game here. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. If Fairview could just keep this momentum and keep the ball on their side, keep the game on their side, and Fairview can take home the win.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely what they needed. Jesse to light up a 3 right there, get their blood rushed, and, let them know that they really can win this game. They just have to be tight on defense. They really have to hustle. Can't let anybody drive the lane. You'd rather let them take a long shot and hopefully miss than get a layup right on the basket,
Yeah, I think at this point, neither team can afford to let the other be in a position to make free throws. Like I'm sure each team is definitely, keeping in mind that another foul really is not an option at this point. And also you have less than 2 minutes left in this overtime.
And yeah, I know it's really crazy to think that almost 4 minutes have already went by. That 3 really, really helped. East Hickman looks like they're struggling a little bit to get a shot down. They only have a minute and a half left to make something happen, and if they do it soon, even if they hit a shot, that still gives Fairview enough time to come back. They can't leave anybody open. Fairview gains possession after that shot, and I'm thinking that they're feeling really good right about now.
And that was really an opportunity for East Hickman, to gain once again on Fairview. But Fairview has the ball again, and so if Fairview makes another shot, I think they've won.
I absolutely agree with that. I feel like if Fairview can just make one more shot, if they can just gain that momentum to have one more fall, then they're going to have the game in the bag. I don't think that with a minute left, with a 5-point lead, that East Hickman's going to be able to come back. It looks like they're going to start fouling every chance they can. That way, even if they do make their free throws, they get possession, and there's a chance they don't make their free throws. So that's what teams usually start to do when it's close and time's running out like this.
One of two things will happen from these free throws. Either Cajo will make these free throws and secure Fairview's victory, or she'll miss it, and East Hickman will attain control of the ball. And
yeah, but
wow, look! Oh my!
Yeah, but that's still scary. East Hickman gains possession there, but that's still scary because even if she would have made those free throws, that would still be East Hickman's possession. So really anything can still happen. There's a minute left. The coaches have their timeouts just about done, I feel like. I'm sure being in double overtime, they pretty much used all their timeouts. Fairview's only up by 3. It's East Hickman's possession. 57 seconds left. If Fairview plays good defense like they did last time, run some time down, it'll almost force East Hickman to shoot a 3 to try to tie it up. And if that happens, then Fairview's really gonna have to push. I don't know what's gonna happen. If we go into triple overtime, I'm gonna be amazed.
If it goes into triple overtime, I think everyone in this room is gonna lose their minds.
Yeah.
Including the coaches.
Yeah, the crowd's definitely going to go crazy if we go into triple overtime here tonight on Coming Home. But, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. It's East Hickman's possession. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do. I'm anxious to see what kind of defense Fairview plays. Looks like they're in a zone right now. They definitely have to be tight. They can't let them just drive to the basket, but at the same time, they really don't want them to shoot a 3 and tie it up. I mean, a 2-pointer is better than anything. They had the chance and missed it. Fairview's possession.
Well, I really think that East Hickman just lost their chance at the win.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially with those fouls. Jesse can hit these foul shots. This could end the game right here. Both teams have 9 fouls now. Jesse just needs to calm down. She can make these free throws, put us at a 5-point lead. There's the 1. There's the 4-point lead. I feel like if Jesse hits this next free throw, East Hickman's going to be forced to foul again. I mean, they could still come back if they foul us and Fairview misses their foul shots, but I don't know. It's going to be a challenge to do being up by 5 points.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that East Hickman has lost the game. Something miraculous could happen, and East Hickman, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think East Hickman has a chance?
Honestly, I absolutely think East Hickman has a chance. It's their ball right now. So
Okay.
if they go down the floor, somehow hit a three-pointer, that puts them at 41 points, and that only puts them 2 points behind. If they foul, say, Tahoe, make her shoot free throws, and she misses, that'll only take 5 seconds. So they'd still have 20 seconds to make another shot and tie it up again. So,
Yeah.
I mean, really, anything could happen still at this point. Fairview just really needs to keep doing what they're doing, play good, tight defense, waste as much time as possible so that we can't allow them to come back with a foul. Really, pretty much, at Fairview, I feel like can play tight defense, just not let them get the shot off that they want, or at least make them miss a shot, or at least only make a 2-point shot. We definitely have a good chance of winning this game.
I agree. I really think that Fairview has probably won this game. And, like I said, or like we said, East Hickman, something could happen. But, 25 seconds left.
Yep, 25 seconds, and they're doing really well playing defense. Oh, man, and that's exactly what we didn't want to happen.
Was that a three-pointer?
Yes, that was a three-pointer. They're only down 2 points now.
If we go in a triple overtime, I got to tell you something. This, I don't even know what to say right now. If we go in
I mean, I feel like that's how most of the crowd feels right now. Definitely, I mean, to be honest, I know that when Fairview's been throwing it in, they've been getting to Tahoe to handle the ball and get it up the court, but I really think that they need to get into Jesse with 17 seconds left, because East Hickman pretty much has to foul at this point to even have a chance. Otherwise, Fairview's just going to hold it and win. So if they get it into Jesse and East Hickman fouls, I feel like Jesse is the best free throw shooter on their team. Gain us 2 more points. Even 1 more point would be nice. And then they could shoot a 3 and tie it, but if they shot a 2, then we would still come out with the win. Even if they just shot 1 more point, it'd still be good. So I definitely feel like they need to get it to Jessie, let her shoot the free throws. Doesn't look like they're going to. Oh, maybe they will, yeah. Right now, Kyra Bowman has it. She's really hustling up the floor. And they fouled Kyra Bowman. She's good with her free throws, too. I mean, this can definitely go just the same way. I'm sure she's feeling so much pressure right now.
I'm sure she is.
These free throws are crucial right here with 10 seconds left. I mean, she can hit these easy. She's a really good free throw shooter. Oh, goodness. She's definitely nervous. She needs to just take her time. Even 1 point, like I said before. That's helpful. Okay. 1 point. That's what we needed. They have 10 seconds. They really have to hustle. Fairview has to play great defense right now. Looks like East Hickman's calling a timeout. Smart thing to do. It'll let them throw it inbounds, get a little closer to the goal.
I think Fairview's won this game. The only way that East Hickman can win or can take us in a triple overtime is to score a three-pointer. That's the only way.
Yeah, but that's very possible unless Fairview just plays outstanding defense. But other than that, with this kind of momentum and this kind of blood pressure boiling through the ceiling right now, I mean, it's incredible what could happen. I mean, they might have 2 seconds left and throw up a 3 and tie the game up and send us into triple overtime. We can't tell at this point.
So who's in possession of the ball after this?
What was that?
Who's in possession of the ball at this point?
Right now, it's East Hickman's ball after this timeout. So with 7 seconds left.
They could take this to their advantage and score that three-pointer.
I mean, yeah, they definitely can score a 3 right here and tie it up. Let's just see what happens here. Way to play really tight defense. Chucked up a 3, don't touch it.
Well, it's safe to say.
Oh, and that was the wrong thing to do by Fairview, was to foul. You know, honestly, I think it's okay with these 2 shots. Even if they make both, that still puts Fairview up by 1. There's a second left. All we have to do is hold it. Even if they foul us with the second left, once they gain position, there's no way they can get a shot off in 1 second. So I think Fairview has this one in the bag right now.
I agree, definitely.
I mean, but then again, there is the possibility that East Hickman misses this free throw and East Hickman gets the rebound and makes the shot in 1 second, putting them at 45 points. But if that doesn't happen, if they miss the free throw and Fairview gets the rebound, or if they miss the free throw and or if they make the free throw, I mean, and it's Fairview's possession with 1 second left, I'm not really sure what all can be done.
Yeah, you know, I agree. I definitely think Fairview has. I'm 99% sure. I mean, I can't say 100, no, but 99% sure that Fairview's won this game.
Like I said, there always is that possibility that East Hickman misses the free throw and gets their own rebound, scoring the point in 1 second, which would give them the win, leaving Fairview down by 1 with 1 second left. Let's just see what happens here. I honestly hope that she makes this free throw. And Fairview wins.
Wow.
They did miss the free throw. That was very scary for me. Great game by Fairview. Excellent game. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Such a close game. Went into double overtime. Both teams were so evenly matched. Both teams played great. Take us out with the crew, Jackson.
Once again, your crew: Alex Dowdy as director, Bobby Stevens as camera director, Zach Purvis and Layman Harris on camera, and Jack Johnson and Andrew Gunkel on commentary. And this has been a great game, and thank you for watching.
This is Fairview Jackets signing off.